and welcome to episode 4 of For What It's Worth. I'm your host, Calvin Silvers, and I'm joined by Erik, Bryan, and Tyrone. We all got jerseys on again. Tyrone, you're going with the LeBron James tonight. I like it, man. We got Erik over here with the Thunder jersey on. All right, that's clean, man.
I haven't updated it, but I have an SGA like shirt jersey, so.
Hey, as much you guys know how I feel about Russell, but he is an OKC legend and the one and only Bryan
Mr. Triple-double.
The one and only Mr. Triple-double with the one and only Michael Jordan. I love it, dude.
Yep. Won't say anything about who's better, but we won't go in there. But two greats in one screen. Can't complain.
3.
Yeah, we could agree with that.
3 and sorry,
not
on this level, but he's still good.
Not even close. But no, I love to see. Yeah, elite's fine. All right, that's. I don't know. Different kinds of elite. Anyways, we're not talking NBA again. We're sticking with NFL. We could get our own episode with Russell and who's better, LeBron or Jordan. We'll save all that for another day. Anyways, I want to talk about another one of my favorite topics. Just a team I just love to rip apart. A team I just love to talk about how bad they are. That's the Dallas Cowboys, otherwise known as the Dallas Cowgirls. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have said, or I guess the Cowboys have said, they have not had any substantial contract talks with Dak Prescott, duh. Okay, let's be real. He had the collapse this year in the playoffs, pick sixes that just were costly, obviously lost to the youngest team. Just bad, right? So you don't have contract talks about like, oh, we're gonna give you more money now, or here's where we're. No, you wait to see how he does this year. So I'll get to the real question here in a second. But I assume we're all on the same page, right? That the Cowboys haven't had any substantial talks, right? Like there's no need to yet.
No, don't say your bluff yet. I wouldn't say anything. I would be silent for as long as possible because, the only thing that could happen is if he's not going to play any better. If he does, then you pay him. If he doesn't, then you can lowball him or don't pay him.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only way he plays better. Well, I guess he could win an MVP or whatnot. But the only way he plays better, right, is if it's in the postseason. He plays fine regular. He plays great regular season. Not even just fine. He plays great regular season. So the get better would have to come in the postseason. Bryan, you agree, right, that the Cowboys shouldn't have any substantial talks right now?
No point. His contract's not coming up, correct? Like it's more of an extension type. Is that what it's getting at?
We'll get to that. Erik, I want to get yours real quick. Your thought. No substantial contract talks, right? Like there shouldn't be.
No, I was at the same question as Bryan. I was about to think that he just recently signed a big one, but
okay, yeah. So here, let me go over this for you then. So Cowboys are over $3.2 million over the cap right now. Now, they could rework some contracts. You have Diggs, you could, Zach Martin, you could release Gallup. That would free up $29.5 million, all right there. This is if you want to do this whole contract stuff. Yeah, what's up, Erik?
Is that with the new contract extension for every team?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So now Dak, right? He has a $59.5 million cap hit. Which is crazy. This is what's crazy. It's the second highest behind Deshaun Watson, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous if you're the Browns. In episode 3, I think we talked about how the Browns are a failure of a project tie. I think you're the one who brought that
50
up.
years in a row.
Yeah, man. There's another one. That's just ridiculous for a guy. No. You had Joe Flacco come in and prove that anyone can almost do it, man. You don't need to be paying Deshaun Watson this kind of money. And what has he proven? That's a different topic. Anyways. So in 2025, right, if the Cowboys want to move on from Dak Prescott, okay, his dead cap charge will be $36.5 million. So a dead cap charge, just for anyone that doesn't know it, is money that is on your cap for a player who is not on your team. So if they did move on from Dak Prescott, they would still have to owe $36.5 million. So you're really debating, do we keep, if we got to pay that money anyways, do we just keep him or, try to get something different going on? Now, rumor is, and good thing I'm not drinking water right now because I'd spit it out. Rumor is Dak wants $60 million. $60 million? No. No. He's not even sniffing that. If I'm the no,
Hey, there's one
get that idea out of your head
there's
right now.
one caveat though. I mean, I don't know this many people in my actual real life, but my thought is of people that have millions and millions and maybe close to billions of dollars that are about to, hit that high number of age 80s, 90s. Money probably is not a thing to Jerry Jones. Dollar signs do not matter to him. That I don't think they matter to him that much. They don't really matter to him. 60 million to him is like, I mean, how many more years do I have left of this? I don't. He doesn't really care. He doesn't care about the dollar signs. That's the one thing that's in Dak Prescott's favor.
Yep. Well, two, it would be crazy if the NFL is like the MLB and didn't have a cap, because Jerry Jones would just be rolling out the dough.
He would be like the Dodgers.
Yeah. So my question is, I guess then, for you guys, and Erik, I'll let you start this one off. In your mind, what does Dak need to prove, or what does Dak need to do to prove, maybe not worth $60 million, but to prove he's worth staying on this team for at least, the 50 whatever?
I think it's pretty obvious. He needs to, make it past the divisional round, which is like, the joke. But there's truth in every joke, so it's pretty ridiculous that he can't do that.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Tyrone, what do you think he needs to do?
First off, you need to tell Michael Parsons to put the podcast equipment down. My main guy on the defense should not be potting it up before and after games. Now you haven't reached that Draymond status yet. But like you've kind of been alluding to, his regular season performances are literally the elite. He's playing elite in
almost
the
MVP level.
in the regular season, yeah.
If not.
In the playoffs, he just really, I think what needs to happen is if they're the 1 seed and they can play a home game, that is the only thing that he can do in the regular season. Just get the 1 seed. Maybe that would buy him some time, but I don't really have any faith in the Cowboys to say, like, make it to the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not going to say that. That's just like, that's almost unrealistic in my mind. I don't believe that.
I don't either.
So 1 seed is my guess.
Okay, so we got a 1 seed, get past divisional. Bryan, how about you?
I mean, those are all right, but I mean, at this point, like, he hasn't done any of that. Like, like you guys said, he plays in the MVP, or he plays well enough in the regular season, and like always has like a little span of like 2 or 3 games where he plays like crap, which is what happened this year, and which is probably why, which ultimately is why he wasn't in the MVP running. Really, it was always clearly Lamar. Ty, to bank off of yours, even if you get the 1 seed, they still lost to the Packers at home this year too. Like, maybe you get the 1 seed and you get a bye, but like, will that change anything? I mean, you can't even beat the 7 seed Packers at home, and not even just lost. You guys got destroyed at home too.
Yep. Getting killed, getting spanked.
Like, obviously, he needs to win the divisional game and at least get to a conference championship. But I mean, if you can't even win at home to a team that has no playoff experience, they're one of the youngest teams in the league. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can really do to change. And I don't like I feel like you have to pay Dak, because unless you want to completely rebuild, like if you lose your starting quarterback, you're gonna have to go through trial and error again, trying to find somebody on that level that just can make that next step, which is very hard to do in this league. So,
conference championship or bust for the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott here. Lions aren't going to be as good next year. Eagles have to sort things out. We'll see how the Packers are coming off a roller coaster of a season with just how young they are. 49ers, I expect to still be at the cream of the crop. But what I'm saying is there's opportunity. It's an opportunity, to go far next year, if bearing injuries and all that. But what I'm saying is, on their side, it's easier. The NFC's easier. Let's just be real. The NFC's easier than the
100%.
AFC. If you want 60 mil, Mr. Prescott, get to the NFC Championship.
I actually think that the NFC part kind of plays into Dak Prescott's favor, because it's like, how many quarterbacks in the NFC are truly better than me? Flat out, every single day of the week, every single Sunday, they are better than me. They're really
not many.
I guess
if we're talking just NFC,
he might be the best one. He might be the best NFC quarterback.
He really
might
pretty
be.
much.
And
Hurts didn't look very good this year.
Nope.
If I was Dak Prescott, I would say I'm the best quarterback in my conference, and I need $60 million right here.
Who would have? Now here's what's great. Who would have thought that consistency would have been Dak Prescott's biggest flaw? Plays great regular season. He's so consistent. You can always bank on him to play well in the regular season. And then when playoffs hit, man, we
get critical, man. Get critical.
There's
Dallas first.
Here's some stats to throw at you guys because you know me, I'm a stat kind of guy. We all know 2-5 playoff record in 8 seasons, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Ugh. And let's not forget those pick sixes against Green Bay that added to that total. Oh, just
that's
terrible,
Madden
terrible
level
decisions.
Bad. That's Madden.
That's
bad.
me playing Madden late at night, trying to force things. I'm getting mad. I'm just, it's terrible. And yeah, I could bring up the regular, I'm sure there's people that are going to listen to this. Well, bring up his regular season stats, Calvin. Why don't you want to bring those up? You're scared to talk about them. No, I'm not. I know he plays well in the regular season. He had MVP talks. Do you want them to raise a banner for regular season wins, having the best regular season quarterback? No. What do you do in the playoffs? He doesn't do anything.
Chokes.
It's that Jerry world, man. I think
Now,
Jerry's too involved, but
he's too involved.
Separate. Yeah.
Well, he's too involved and he's too loyal.
Yeah.
He's the most important Cowboy.
They should have gotten rid of Mike McCarthy too, and they brought him back. So I didn't agree with that, but that's why I sit on the couch on Sundays and he runs a team. So
well, Ty, I know where you're going with this, Ty, and you're right. He is the Cowboys. It's not a player. It's not this or that. It's him. How many other owners do you see basically daily on sports shows or just talking? He's always on the radio in Dallas. He's always doing something. He's always being talked about on First Take, this, that. How many other owners do you see doing that?
None. I think the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is so like of a polarizing figure that for him, literally for him, it would, and the brand of the Cowboys and everything, it's so built on him that if they did bad and rebuilt, like it wouldn't be good. It would be bad. Jerry Jones, he literally does not want to experience a rebuild in his life. That's not something that he's built for. He would rather say
right
maybe
now,
we can win it this year. No, the Cowboys are in the worst position you could be in sports, which is not good enough to win it all, but not bad enough to get like any player that can help the team.
No, they are good enough to win it all though. If Dak just plays good, they're good.
They're not that
That's
good.
A good team.
You're not that good to win it all.
Yes, I agree with you. I was just for the sake of the podcast trying to argue, but yes, he's not that good. Then that's what that means.
They can win it all, but
have talent. Okay, but you win what 12, 13 games in the regular season? That's good, Ty. Not many teams can do that.
What does that? What does that earn you though? That doesn't really. I would have rather.
They had more wins than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs went on and in the regular season, and Chiefs went on and won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I'd rather take my L and just rebuild and just pop back out. But Jerry Jones wouldn't do that. He has too much pride. He's not going to put his pride aside.
He's too old. He wants to see one more Super Bowl before he's gone, and that's what also sucks if you're the Cowboy fan or organization because he's too loyal to move on, and he doesn't want to move on because he's old. He wants to see a Super Bowl, so he's got to hold on to these pieces thinking they're the right pieces. So as a fan, you're stuck watching it. And now, okay, maybe they are going to move on. They have had substantial talks. I don't know, though. This might just be some smoke the Cowboys are finally taking it serious. They're actually going to look at Dak Prescott and maybe, fool the fans. I'm like, Brian, do you think this team could win it all if Dak just played well in the postseason?
I mean, yeah, but I was just gonna say, I don't think they can rebuild because they have too many other great players. CD's a dog, Micah Parsons. If you get rid of Dak, okay, you're still a good overall team, but your quarterback is. So Dak needs to play better, obviously, for them to win, and I think he is capable of it. But his mindset is, I play great in the regular season, and then when it gets to the playoffs, I just become a completely different quarterback. It's common. We see it in Aaron Rodgers. We're getting close to maybe seeing it in Lamar. We will see, but I'm not gonna go there. It's still early for him.
It's a topic for another day.
Thank you, Brian.
But there are quarterbacks like that dominate the regular season, and then something changes in the playoffs, and they just don't play how they do in the regular season. I'm not sure if the lights get too bright or whatever it is, but something just has to change because you can't be that good in the regular season with all this talent around you and still keep losing every year in the same fashion. It just can't do that.
Sickening.
And Eric, yeah, and I'll get to you in a second, Eric. And I think too, I'll be fair here. There's fingers need to be pointed at Mike McCarthy. There's fingers that need to be pointed at other areas. The D coordinator. I mean, you let the Packers go crazy on you. it seems like Mike McCarthy came in here with no game plan, no change for the playoffs. I think there's fingers that need to be pointed there as well. Erik, if Dak just played well in postseason, even regular season level, are they good enough to win it all with this team right now?
Yeah, I think there definitely should be. If you look at like the grand scope of all their talent, yeah, 100%. But Mahomes is still on the other side of
Yeah.
the NFL,
Yeah.
so it kind of
Either
sucks.
way,
But,
either way, you're gonna have to go through him. I agree.
Yeah,
they're
but
good enough to get to the Super Bowl, but maybe not win it. I agree there.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 49ers are basically what the Cowboys fans want the Cowboys to be. Like, they have defensive weapons. They have, Brock Purdy plays. He doesn't play like exceptional, but he plays good. Like you were saying last time, or a couple episodes ago, Brock Purdy plays good enough to not make mistakes, and that's all that the 49ers need. And if
All they need from him.
if that could just do that, they would be fine. But obviously, they don't have like CMC to, kind of shift the load off of Dak. But like Tony Pollard's good. He is.
You can use
The
him.
top. Yeah,
He didn't play good this year. They didn't use him right.
I mean, yeah.
But and that's what I'm saying. There can be fingers being pointed in other directions. I agree. Like, I think Dak's a great guy. Like, overall, like, he does a lot for the community. I'm pretty sure he won the Walter Payton Award. Yeah. Like, great guy.
Last year.
Just when it comes to his quarterback in the postseason, it's bad. Now, obviously, you brought up Brock Purdy, and I'm bringing it up too because we say Brock's not elite. Now, or you guys do. I say his decision making's elite. His athleticism not quite. Anyways, obviously, way smaller sample. Purdy has a 96.2 passer rating in the playoffs. Dak has a 91.8. Purdy already has 6 touchdowns and only 1 interception. And when I was bringing it up earlier, where Dak has 14 and 7, and
he has a head, right?
Well, and Purdy has double the playoff wins already, and he's only been in the league 2 years. He has double the playoff wins, and less losses. Like
Calvin, this is one of those moments where I wish I had a time machine. If you know me personally, I'm a huge fan of the Broncos. Russell Wilson is our quarterback. Does anybody remember how his first 2 years started in the NFL? Wonderfully. You would have seen his playoff wins and be like, man, he is off to a great trajectory. Him and the Seahawks, they will be happily ever after, and they will be great. I still think that the Brock Purdy talk, like, to me, like, if this was Madden, he would have hidden potential still, and I'm still there. I don't want to say anything about him besides he just does his job pretty well.
Fair enough. Dak Prescott's not worth $60 million, unless the only way he might be is if he wins the Super Bowl this upcoming year.
I mean, yes.
I don't even know if he's worth $60 million, but he would at least have an argument. But anything less than a Super Bowl win, no, you're not getting $60 million from me. Not from me.
If he wins the Super Bowl, they're 100% giving him $60 million.
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's going to reset the market though. Somebody is going to have to be the newest top paid player in the league. That's just how it works. Like, even if he gets paid $60 million 10 years from now, some quarterback is going to get paid. I'm not exaggerating. Probably $100 million a year. Probably 10 years from now.
I mean, we're already seeing the cap go up.
That's just how the way sports works. Like, in this $60 million contract is going like, man, they had Dak Prescott on a bargain, but somebody's gonna have to reset it. I mean, all these other new quarterbacks are just getting it. For a while, Justin Herbert was a high. Like, it just cycles and cycles and cycles through. If you're good enough to like get to the Pro Bowl and consistently be in the MVP talk, you'll get paid a handsome amount regardless. That's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and I'm just I just believe you've seen 8-9 years of Dak now. What else do you need to see, man? You saw it, like you brought up that whole Russell Wilson stuff. I get it, man, but I see a guy in the NFC in his second year, last pick, and he already has double the amount of playoff wins that you have. And don't give me that, oh, well, we don't have a good team. No, you do. I like I said in last episode, I think a quarterback should get about 3 to 4 years, well, new ones, but he's had 8 seasons to prove something, and he hasn't done it. And he's had great teams, great weapons, good coaches.
I also think
not great coaches, but good coaches.
He's one ring away. Like, imagine if some of these people who like we think about, like like imagine if Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have a ring, Drew Brees doesn't have a ring. We would talk about them a little bit more differently. If he had just one ring, that would erase away all of these things that we were saying, and he would be remembered as like a winner, a legend. So, I mean, I don't think the Cowboys are going to do it. I would never bet my hard-earned money on it. But if they did, like, in 20 years from now, people will look back and be like, oh, Dak Prescott, he was a winner. He won back in the day. He got the job done. Like, so I think that he's just 3 wins away from doing that in the playoffs.
But this argument would be fine if he played in the AFC. Yeah, you got Lamar, you got Mahomes, you got Allen. He's in the NFC, man. We were just saying he's probably the best quarterback in the NFC. You got to win then, man. You got to win then. You got to win something. You at least got to get to the NFC Championship, man. We just said he's probably the best quarterback in the NFC. There's no excuse for a 2-5 record then.
There's not. That is bad.
There's just not. 60 million is crazy. Not anywhere in the world is he worth that kind of money.
Somebody has to get paid it though. There has to be bad deals given out for there to be good deals. Like,
okay, and if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not doing the bad deal. Someone else can make that.
If I was Dak Prescott and you told me no, I would say okay, and I would walk over to another team that would be just willing to do it.
Yeah, and he'll be fine.
He'll get paid.
And maybe the Cowboys will suffer a little bit. But would you rather suffer like that, or think your team's gonna every year they get so excited, man? This is our year. We them boys.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that regardless.
They're delusional.
They're gonna do that
regardless.
Every year, though.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the point keeping Dak then? You're holding on for hope, for a chance that it just happens. He's been there 8-9 years and it hasn't even come close. It hasn't even come close. It's not like they made the conference championship and they lost on the last second field goal. So close. They're not even close, Tyrone. Not even close.
What are the odds you get another Dak Prescott though? Low. If you told me I was going to draft a quarterback and he was going to be just as good as Dak Prescott, I'd be like, I did good there. I did my job.
It almost goes back to that argument we had the last episode. Does it get much worse? Let's be real.
It would.
A lot worse. The Cowboys.
If it came to playoffs, no.
Cowboys cannot.
What if they don't even make it?
I don't think they'd make the playoffs though.
The Cowboys cannot afford to be
what I'm
like
saying, if they
bad. I'd rather
like
for example, like I know this is cross the sports over, but like I would much rather be like the Cowboys and to be like the New York Knicks of recent. Like dang well they're not gonna win, but like I guess they're a legacy team, but like everybody knows they're not gonna win. At least the Cowboys, there's some sort of like, even if you don't think they'll do it, they have some realism behind it at least.
Okay, I guess
more than the Knicks.
Yeah, like that's
just put in the contender category.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. We're saying all this stuff like, oh, he's the best quarterback. Oh, they realistically could. Oh, his team's one of the best to do something, man. And it keeps coming back to that. We keep setting all these things up and talking about it, and it always comes back to then. Why aren't you winning then? Like I said, okay, yeah, maybe you do get worse. Jerry Jones doesn't want to rebuild. No, Cowboys, you're America's team. You don't want to be a rebuild team. I get that.
Hey, they kept Romo for that long. Why would they let go of Dak? If they kept Romo, like they're just gonna keep.
But that's
Dak.
what I'm saying. Jerry Jones's loyalty hurts this team. It's more Jerry Jones than anything. That's the root of the problem.
Yeah, who gonna tell him no?
But nobody.
At least, well,
like I own this team. I can do what the hell I want. That's what he's gonna say.
I know, and I know his history with the team and how long he's been. It's just at some point. It's time to move on. And I guess, it's a contract year and we'll see what he does. But I say, final thoughts on this one. I say it's a NFC championship or Cowboys. You strongly, strongly consider moving on. You do not pay him what it's worth. And if anything, just see what quarterbacks hit the free agency market. Just see.
I mean, the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl before. More recently than the 49ers. So that's one fact the Cowboys can lay their hats on. So.
Yeah, which is also crazy. At least, though, 49ers are competing in Super Bowls, or at least in their conference champion in the NFC Championship. So
I don't see no bettors for that. Pat Mahomes put it on me in that Super Bowl.
Well, hey, we could sit here and talk about Dak Prescott's amazing 4-touchdown performance against the Bucs. That team was bad. That was Brady's last. Oh, that was bad. That Bucs team was bad. So, Eric's final
win's a win.
A win's a win, I guess. Eric, final thoughts. Dak Prescott worth $60 million.
I mean, I don't know where else you would need to distribute those funds. Like if you have $60 million that you don't pay Dak, and you no longer have Dak, then what? Gamble on a young quarterback, or just
Why not? Why
put
not though?
put
You're
Cooper
not.
Rush
You're
in
not
there.
getting
Let
anything.
him ball out.
Hey,
Yeah, but
hey, you.
if you
Here's
gamble
what-
on a young quarterback, then that also makes it like you're losing your opportunity. The people who you have now are good. Like CD's going to get older. Micah Parsons is going to get older. Everybody who is also helps make this team go outside of Dak is going to get older. And then at that point, maybe the quarterback does pan out, and then you got to pay him again. And then we're in this category where, like Ty said, somebody could be making $100 million at that point. So who knows? You want to see Cooper Rush play 17 games for the Dallas Cowboys next year? Heck no.
I mean, hey,
Roger Goodell would make that call. Nah, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's getting
I'm not
Trey
gonna
Lance
lie.
in there.
You put Cooper Rush in against the Packers.
Coward,
They're
no,
not winning.
no,
They're not winning.
Coward, stop.
They're
Now,
not, it's not
now
worse
you're
than what it
hating
was.
lazy.
It's not worse than what it was. Ty, what were they down at one point? They were down. I gotta look.
They
this
were
up
getting
now.
cooked.
You
They
guys-
were getting cooked.
Yeah, but
They were getting
I
cooked,
mean,
man. You're telling me
they were
Cooper
getting
Rush could at
cooked.
least done that? Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Why not take a risk? What's gonna happen? What's the worst that's gonna happen? You lose to a team that's the youngest in the league in the 7th seed.
Jersey
It's
sales
already
down.
happened.
Revenue
It's
down.
already happened.
Ticket sales down.
Would they be if they made the playoffs? Those fans are gonna show out no matter what. Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
Dak Prescott. If they're in the playoffs,
We see
I
those.
would
We
tune
see
in.
those
Let me see what.
Moore's opening videos.
Hey, I'm just saying, if I knew Cooper Rush was gonna play, I gotta tune in that playoff game because if he wins, he only needs one more to tie Dak Prescott for playoff wins, man. That's what I'm saying. Like he could have more in one playoff stretch, like one season, that Dak has in 8.
Dak Prescott might be the second greatest Cowboys quarterback ever. So, I mean, unless they're about to get a guy that's the best
Is he better than
Cowboys
Romo?
quarterback. Yes, 1,000%. Romo never
Athletically,
he
yes.
never peaked
Oh.
like Dak did.
We also will never
Athletically, yes.
know with Romo because of that one year where Des Bryant's catch was taken away
Yeah.
from him. So
Oh,
who knows
that's
if they would
true,
have beat the
man.
Packers? Like that was in that 2-year or year span or however long it was where nobody knew what the hell a catch was, which is just baffling. One of the simplest things was so hard and complex to figure out.
Man,
So
hey, if Romo got a ring, oh man, this would be crazy. Because if Romo had a ring, you can't say that Dak's better than Romo. I'm not gonna lie.
If Romo got a
He
he
ring,
would at
maybe
least
by
got
playoff
to
record.
the championship game. So
Like athletically, yeah, sure, yeah, Dak's better than Romo, yeah. But like when it comes to overall, like winning and all that, I would have to. Well, not this is hypothetical if Romo won a Super Bowl, but he didn't. So yeah, I still think Dak's better than Romo, but it's not pretty. Both are not have
Hey,
at least postseason.
did Tony Romo be covering Cowboys games? I want to watch a game. where he-
no, because
God
usually the
dang.
Cowboys games are on Fox.
Dang,
So-
I would have seen him
And
cover
that's-
Can you
Cowboys
do
games.
that? Is that like
I mean, it kind of just depends like who you play. Like if they played us like in Arrowhead, I'm sure he would commentate it because it'd be CBS most likely. But since the Cowboys are in the NFC and that's traditionally
Yeah,
more
that's
Fox,
true.
so.
Hey,
I
hold
didn't even
on.
think about that, Ty, though.
I have a question for y'all.
That's funny.
Like in the broadcasting world, you think when Brady comes in and he gets in the commentary game, he's gonna like take over Romo's spot. He's gonna watch him.
Maybe he'll
I'm
be
trying
on
to think,
Fox,
'cause-
right? Tom Brady.
I don't think Tom will be as cocky as Romo is, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying Romo is just blatantly cocky, but he tries to sound like predict plays beforehand and just like, oh, I know what's coming. Oh, I could easily do this, that. And I don't know if Brady's going to be like that.
No.
So I think
Romo's-
people might
Romo's a
appeal more to
nerd.
Brady. And like that, like I said, like Romo does have good analysis, but sometimes I think it rubs people off the wrong way. So I think more people will be able to relate to Brady better as a commentator. I personally think.
Yeah, and I'd rather listen to the greatest of all time talk about than it.
Tony Romo.
Then tune into the Manning cast then, man, on ESPN 2. What do you
Well,
mean?
I do, but like I don't. The Monday night games suck half the time, anyways, too. So like, and I hate listening to Joe Buck too. So it's just, but
That reminded me. That's like a time when we were talking about Charles Barkley covering.
Oh, yeah.
from,
You'll never get a ring. Wait, what do you know? That reminds me.
That's
They're like,
hilarious.
man, that has never happened to me. They're like, what? It did happen to you. They show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happened to
literally happened to you. You got cooked.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, Charles Barkley.
this
That's
guy,
a
this
That's
guy.
a funny guy. And hey, yep. right there. So, all right, I think that wraps up episode 4 for what it's worth. Once again, it was Erik, Bryan, Tyrone. I'm Calvin Silvers, and until next time, have a good one.
Yep.
Deuces.
Yep. See you guys.